Hello. In this video, I'll show you a very simple way you can monitor what's using your CPU on a Linux system. We will start by running one command in the terminal, then turn it into a small script, and finally automate it so that it runs every 2 minutes. This is a perfect tutorial for beginners who want to understand basic Linux automation without any complex tools. Let us start. So this is what I want us to do. I have this code here. I'm going to explain to you what this code does. So basically we are going to use this command, or not code but command. We are going to use this command to kind of extract the highest, the CPU or the process ID that is consuming the highest amount of resources here. So as you can see here, we have we selected what we want to print out. So here we have the PS, which is what we use to show the running processes. Then you have this E. So this E says that we want to list everything. So list all processes. That's what this E does. So the O, you use it to kind of choose what specific columns you want to list. So here we want to list the user, the process ID, the CPU, the memory, and the command that runs the process. Also, we want to sort the output by the CPU, right? So we are going to sort it in descending order. So this is what this does. As you can see, there is this minus here. I hope you can see that. Then we want to list from the top. So we want to list 5 lines. Oh, sorry, we want to list 6 lines. When you add the header, it will be 6 lines in total. So let me hit enter. So here you can see there are 6 lines here, which is what we specified here, including the header. So here are the outputs. So you can see the username, you can see the process ID, you can see the CPU, the memory, and then the command that run the process. So that's what we are looking at here. So the next thing that we are going to do also, as you can see, everything is listed, So basically these are the top things that are eating up our processes. There are more, but we chose the top 5. So the next thing that we are going to do now is that we are going to create a file so that we can run that file whenever we want. So to create the file, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the editor Vim. If you have a different editor, obviously you can use it, but I like to use Vim. So Vim, let me call this file top 5. Let me say top5.sh. So the sh is, you don't need to use sh there, but conventionally, you might want to use it. So let us open this file. And the first thing that you need here is the Shebang, as it is called. So this is what will make your script to run. So let me, okay, that's what it should be. Now, we are going to paste the same thing that we used earlier. Before that, we might want to add some comment here. For example, let us echo some comment. Let's say something like, let's see, this script was run at, so let us add some kind of a date here so that it shows us the date and time when it was run. So let us leave it this way. The next thing that we might want to do, let's see. So we have exactly the same code that we had earlier here. Nothing has changed. So now let me save this. Now let us try something. Let's try and run this code. Let us make sure the code is there. Oh, you know what? I want to show you something that is very necessary. So we call it top5.sh. So this is a very important concept that you need to understand. So as you can see, I have no permission to run this script. So we need to allow, give some permission. Let us try something else. So look at this. This user has only read and write permission here, but no execute permission. So this person won't be able to run this script. Now, how do we change that? We can use the change mode command plus x, then the name of the file, which is top5. Now let us check the permission again. So now you can see this user has permission, has the execute right now to run this code, as you can see. So let us run our file. So now we can just run this file and it gives us the same output as we saw before. Also, another important thing here is that it's showing us the date. If you remember, we added some comment here. So it's showing us the date and time when this very script was run. Let me run it once more. Now let's see, 9:34:37. Here it was 9:34:17. So the time has changed. So whenever you run this script, it's going to do the same thing and print this out. So this is quite a good improvement on what we had earlier, but we can also improve it even more by creating, by making it run by itself at any time that we specify. So let us do that. Let me first of all clear the script. Now we need to create a cron job in order for us to automate this completely. Before we do that, let me check something. Okay, so I'm going to need this. Now let us create a cron job, Crontab -e. So this is where we are going to create our cron job. Now I'm going to go right below. I'm going to type this out, then I will explain to you what I just did. What I need here is *2. There should be 4 of these. Then I copied this earlier. I'm going to add the name of our file. I think it is called the top5.sh. Then this, and then let us create a new file where the output is going to be saved, because what we want to do is that we are also going to create it in such a way that when our script runs at any certain time, it will save what the output of the script. So let us create a file. Let us call this top5.log. It is important. Take note of the file type. So this is a .log, but the one we used earlier was .sh. So try to observe the difference. Now another thing that we can do here is to add 2 and 1. So what this is going to do is that it will be adding, if any error comes up, if there is like a redirect error, for example, error messages, is going to add it to this very file as well. Now what does this mean? This means that this script would run every 2 minutes, right? It runs every 2 minutes of every day, every week, every month. That's what this does. So if you want, in the next tutorial, we are going to discuss this very concept a bit more. So now let us go on and save this. So I hope another thing I needed to kind of comment on is this. We have these two greater than signs here. So what this does is that if you had one, whenever this our top 5 script runs, it's going to save it here. Next 2 minutes when it runs, it's going to delete what it already saved here and save the new output. So it's going to be deleting the existing output and adding the new one. But when you have 2 of those, it's going to be adding to what is already here. So it's not going to be deleted. It's going to be kind of increasing. So that's why we have those 2. So you can have 1 of those or have 2, depends on your personal need. Now let us go on and save this. So now let us try and run our script. Let's see. The first thing I want us to run is top5.sh. You see, look at the time. Now let us check the other file that we just created. .log. So here is going to be saving the output for us here. So we are going to wait. So I believe what we've got here is what run. Let's see. Let us wait a bit and then we are going to run this again. Remember, the script runs every 2 minutes as we created it. So the reason I made it 2 minutes is that so we don't have to wait for 10 minutes, because in production environment, maybe this is a script that could be running once in a day, once in a week, for example. So that's what's going on. So let me run this. Oh yeah. So as you can see, after 2 minutes, it ran. This was 9:40, and here we've got 9:42. So if we wait another 2 minutes, we run this again, it's going to show us the new one. So another important thing to note here is that, as you can see, it is adding up. So we had the first one that ran. So when we ran the second time, it showed us this. Or when the script ran the second time, it appended the output to the same file. So it's not going to delete it. Yeah. Now it's up to 2 minutes. As you can see, we have additional one. So we have 3. It has run 3 times. So this is the power of automation. This is the power of cron jobs. So I hope this tutorial has been helpful to you. So if so, can I ask you to please subscribe to my channel? Please like and share. Thank you.